I started riding when I was 12, don't tell anybody. But when I turned 18 in the month of September, by October end I had my license. If anybody guest comes home, I will clean their scooter, head to toe, everything. And for that they have to give me keys. So, I started riding like that. On an average, maybe in a year, I was doing like 55 to 60,000 kilometers on Indian roads. I would change 3 sets of tires. That's the kind of riding I was doing.
So which one is your favorite?
Whatever I'm riding at any given time, because I don't own any, somebody always brings something to me and I ride that, so In India, I prefer adventure bikes because road and off-road sometimes seems similar. So I've committed only one crime, that's speed. So don't make me confess that now.
Hi guys, I'm Kranti Sambhav. Welcome to TD Adda. We know most of the motorcyclists, most of us are very, spiritual beings. We say, cars move bodies and bikes, move souls. And most of us are, kind of yogis. But today in this episode of TD Adda, we have a real yogi for you because we are, very honored. Sadhguru has agreed to, take out some time from his latest ride, and we thought of catching him on the way and asking him about his ride. So Sadhguru, thank you so much for talking to us.
Namaskaram, Kranti.
Namaskaram. So how's the ride been, and where are you riding? Where to? What are the thoughts? Share with us, please.
We started off in Tennessee. This is the day 14 already. So we came, crossed over, we went through Kentucky, Indiana, crossed over to Missouri crossed over the Mississippi River, and they've been up to the Great Lakes north of Chicago, from there to South Dakota, and then all these Indian tribes, we've been in reservations and stuff, we took some time there. And now in the last 24 hours, we rode up the Beartooth Pass up to Yellowstone National Park, and we came down here a little south of Grand Teton and just north of Jackson Hole. That's where we are camped tonight. We should be going to Salt Lake City tomorrow.
So how did this ride, came into your mind? Why did you plan this? What were your thoughts?
Well, this is being titled as Exploring Spiritual America. This almost 17 years ago, I came across a certain experience when I was in near Cookwell in the Center Hill Lake, something concerned with the Native American tribe, which very profoundly touched me. Since then, I've been thinking of exploring their spiritual processes, occult, and their way of doing things, but my schedule never allowed me. Now there's a little break in the schedule, so I decided to do it, but as we started looking at it, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. We thought 10,000 miles, now it's right now, already we have done now over 4,600 miles is what my meter is reading right now, and it looks like it'll be well over 10,000 because we still have many states to cover and many reservations, Indian reservations to go to. Unfortunately, because of the virus, a whole lot of them are closed, so we are negotiating with many to meet the medicine men and the chiefs of the tribes and stuff like that. So it's been very exciting and wonderful. And above all, being on two wheels, which was my home for a long time, it's really nice and riding well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to, talk to you from a long time. I wanted to understand your passion for bikes. But first thing I would like to ask right now, what are you riding right now? And why did you choose that?
I'm riding a K1600 GT. It's inline six engine. Beautiful machine. Except that
it's very fast.
It's just you can't… On the tarmac, on the paved roads, it's fantastic. But even a mild off-road, even a little bit of gravelly road or a bit of loose track, it's really hard because this is a what about nearly 350 kilogram motorcycle, with me it's 425. So in this 425, at least two-thirds of the weight is on the front wheel, that's how it's designed, which makes the motorcycle extremely stable and good on the tarmac. But once you go off, your front wheel is sliding all over the place in the gravel. So if your front wheel slides, you're supposed to know prayer, but I never learned a prayer, so I'm really left all to my own skills.
Wow. And this is, this is like very fascinating for people who know you otherwise. I mean, we've seen, in a typical yogi avatar, but a biker avatar, so many of us don't know so much about that. But as far as I know, you have been a passionate biker throughout. What was your first bike and why was it special for you?
Well, I started riding when I was 12, don't tell anybody. But when I turned 18 in the month of September, by October end I had my license because that was one thing I was waiting for 4 years or 5 years. So, initially I started riding my father's scooter, and anybody, I would, if anybody guest comes home, I will clean their scooter, head to toe, everything. And for that, they have to give me keys. So, I started riding like that. Then the first motorcycle was definitely, being in Mysore. And at that time, given the choices that were there, was SD Road King, which I used to… There are many years, at least 4.5 years, I was literally living on a motorcycle. On an average, maybe in a year, I was doing like 55 to 60,000 kilometers on Indian roads. Okay, I crisscrossed India. I was changing I would reboard the engine at least 2 or 3 times in a year. I would change 3 sets of tires. That's the kind of riding I was doing. So that was only for about 4.5 years, then I completely went off motorcycles. For almost 30 years, maybe 27 years, I had not sat on a motorcycle. But during Rally for Rivers, someone brought their Ducati Scrambler and said, "Sadhguru, you must ride." So I didn't know, 27 years later, I'm sitting on a motorcycle, whether I will really manage well, but I sat on it, it never felt like I had broken, I just the motorcycle just worked with me just like that. So in the last 3 years since Rally for Rivers, I'm having trouble getting into cars. Wherever possible, I'm on 2 wheels.
I can totally understand. But Scrambler is the kind of bike, I think it also fits your mood, I suppose, because whenever I've seen you riding, most of the time you are riding adventure bikes only.
In India, I prefer adventure bikes because road and off-road sometimes seems similar. So I don't think you could… this GT 1600 GT, I don't think you can ride in India, because first thing is it doesn't have telescopic suspension, so you don't have really a feel of what's happening. It's a kind of a central strut spring kind of thing, which is BMW's own stuff. It works pretty well on the highway, but once you are in a bumpy kind of situation, you need a telescopic shock absorber too. You don't feel it in the handle, you don't feel anything in the handle on this one, handlebar, so you can't really… I don't think it's an ideal bike for India unless you just stick to the main highways. Otherwise, I don't think this would work in India. So, India, I always ride adventure motorcycles.
So, which one is your favorite?
Favorite? Whatever I'm riding at any given time, because I don't own any, somebody always brings something to me and I ride that, so… Right now, here I have a range of people riding and wanting me to ride their motorcycles. There is one Honda Goldwing, there is a GS which I've been riding in United States for some time, for last 4 years or so. And there is an Augusta MV coming with us on a trailer, just in case if we have to go off on small roads. But these are all people, volunteers bringing their motorcycles, they want me to ride these things. Each one has their own thing, but for the kind of distances we are doing in a day, I think this was the best choice I could make, I believe.
Right. Makes sense. And this we won't tell anyone. What's the fastest you've done on a bike?
Come on.
I mean, biker to biker, because this is what we generally do. Whenever we sit for a cup of tea, this is the first question which comes.
In my life, I've committed only one crime. Only one crime. That's speed. Otherwise, I have not committed any other crime. Just one crime, that's speed. So don't make me confess that now.
Okay. Okay. Understood. So you said now you're having trouble, sitting in a car. What makes motorcycles so liberating? Whenever we go on a ride, personally, I feel so liberated. I'm not bothered about, present, past, whatever. I'm just riding, I'm having, and one big smile on our faces. Why do we feel motorcycle so liberating? I need some answer.
No, I have a big smile on or off motorcycles. I have no issues. I'm not riding motorcycles for liberation. It's just that one thing is, the fundamental thing is it demands attention. I don't know if you've heard me speaking about this, I've always been speaking the education systems should move from enshrining information, data, memory to attention, because it's human attention which is the most vital thing. It's human attention which can open doors. It's human attention which is the basis of spiritual process. So motorcycle is one thing that you cannot do without attention. Moment to moment you have to be there. I'm this old and I've been riding, so that means I'm very attentive. If you're not attentive, well, you may have a nice marker somewhere on the roadside for you.
But
I see a lot of things. In the United States, people have marked some places and somebody has put some plastic flowers on the roadside because somebody that meant a lot to them crashed there. I don't know whether in a car or a motorcycle, but in a car you can crash and you can have airbags and you can have this, that. This one is not like that. It is… you got to be attentive every moment. I'm sure in this ride, except a few drivers who are driving vehicles, all others are awake, asleep, doing this, that, everything whenever they want. But those who are on the motorcycles, for sure they're awake and alert, otherwise we would be attending their funeral. That is the best thing about motorcycle. No, he doesn't spare you. That's what I like.
Fantastic. And so how many hours are you doing every day on a bike?
Yesterday a little more than 12 hours, but…
12 hours?
Yes. On an average, one night we rode full night till morning 6 a.m. we rode. But here in this part of the country, there is one serious challenge after sundown. This is the deer crossings. Day before yesterday, when I drove through South Dakota and some of those places, in about maybe 2.5 hours of ride, there could be anywhere between 70 to 80 deer smashed that evening. So that many in one evening, in a matter of maybe 4 or 5 hours' time. So this is a big challenge because if you hit the animal on a two-wheeler, you're finished. Cars hit and some cars go total, actually the total damage happens. Usually it is trucks, so they smash it, make mincemeat and keep going. But two-wheeler, if it hits the animal, that's it. So that is the biggest challenge. So night riding has been a… you have to be doubly alert, not just riding, not staying on your saddle, but being able to constantly read the mind of the moose and the deer, which is a big challenge. Now in this area, it's also buffalo, the bison.
I know you don't have so much time, but just one or two more questions, Sadhguru. It would be, unfair for car lovers if I don't ask you about the cars. Do you enjoy driving cars? Which kind of cars you enjoy, and which one is your favorite?
Oh, I always, wherever I go, I'm driving a different car, so I have not had time to pick up favorites because most of the time I'm traveling, whichever city I land in, whatever people bring, that's what I drive. But generally, because I'm a little bit of an outdoors not a little bit, at one time an absolutely outdoors person, these days I've become a little bit of a, locked up between walls because of the nature of work that I'm doing. But still, whenever I find time, I have to go off-road, do something, so generally I always drive a four-wheel drive as far as possible. I don't think I've driven a sedan in the last, I don't know how many years, because nobody brings that for me because they don't know that I don't like them. I know you can drive them better in terms of speed and stuff, but they don't give you the freedom of going off where you want. So mostly four-wheel drives.
Right. And what would be your message for young bike car lovers and all the youngsters who are watching this interview, also following your ride? What's your message?
Do whatever you want. I know it's… I'm not somebody to tell a biker, be careful, hold both the handlebars, don't cross the speed limit. I'll not tell you all that. All I will tell you is, stay alert and stay alive. You at least stay alive till you get this old. If you're riding a motorcycle, that means you're a good rider. Just be that. Be alive. That's the most important thing.
That's fantastic.
Somebody was asking me, somebody was riding with me, was asking me, Sadhguru, when you're riding, what are you thinking? I said, why the hell will I think? If I want to think, I'll sit somewhere and think. I ride because it just keeps me super alert. Every pebble, every blade of grass, every bird, every little insect that flies around, I will notice. That's my riding. So, this whole fetish about human thought, unfortunately, has destroyed human genius in many ways. So, motorcycling is that dimension where your thought is of no use to you, you need attention. How keen and intense your attention is, that's how well you will ride and that's how long you will live.
Thank you so much. I mean, this is fantastic that this, this line is very useful for all the young bikers. I mean, attention is everything. And good luck with your ride, Sadhguru.
Thank you. Are you just namesake Kranti? Are you doing some revolution, man? Do something.
I'm trying. We are all trying, Sadhguru.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All the best for you.
Enjoy the ride.